Hey guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications in order to receive updates on all my latest videos. Thanks for watching. Welcome back to my Introduction to PCs series. Today, I'm going to be talking about the differences between mechanical hard drives and SSDs. Now, both of these are very much similar in most things. They store your OS and your files on your computer. They allow you to save files to the computers. They come in various different capacities of memory, so you can get up all the way to 4 terabytes in pretty much either one, and even higher. And they do tend to be pretty expensive. Although mechanical hard drives, especially lower capacity, tend to be a little bit cheaper than SSDs. So what's the main difference in performance? Well, mechanical hard drives work like this. In each drive, there are like 3 or 4 disks spaced out with their own styluses connected to the interface in the back. This is the whole interface, by the way. This is all that is. Inside of the actual chassis is the disks themselves. They hold data and read and write to those disks on demand. Now, the main difference between the two is speed, for the most part. A typical mechanical hard drive will be slower than the typical SSD. The typical SSD works much like a flash drive in that the transfer speeds are almost instantaneous. Almost. These flash memory units, whether USB sticks or SSDs, are faster in that they don't have to spin up in order to start transferring data. Whereas with these, especially if you have one in an external enclosure to be used with any computer you have, you can tell when you're starting to use them because you'll hear them start to spin up. And that's the main issue between the two. So which is better? Well, very consistently, SSDs end up being the more reliable format, not only because of their consistent transfer rates, but also because of their the less likelihood of them failing due to a broken part. Mechanical hard drives, however, have a startling tendency to fail, especially as they get older. If you buy a drive, even a high capacity drive, that is more than 2 years old, you may not get the lasting performance that you want out of it versus an SSD of the same age, just because of the nature of the device. It's not that anything's wrong with it, but a lot of times mechanical parts break down faster than electronic circuits like an SSD or a flash drive. I've had flash drives from 10 years ago that still work. I don't use them very much because the capacities suck, but they do work. So why would you go for a mechanical hard drive versus an SSD then? For a lot of people, the answer is affordability. It's not so much the transfer rates that one is most concerned about. It's the capacity versus price. A lot of people, especially if you're building a gaming PC, will want to have a high capacity on their system drive, and getting anything close to even a terabyte of memory on an SSD is extremely pricey. These things start usually at about $60 and only get higher from there, even used. I've seen prices on eBay no lower than I think maybe $40. And the storage capacity on those $40 drives is very negligible. Very negligible and very disappointing, to be fair. So, well, what about NVMe, the M.2 drives that newer boards use? Well, I'll tell you what, I have seen some pretty good prices on those. I've seen 320 gigabyte NVMe drives for around $90, which is cheap for that capacity relative to most SSDs, even on eBay. Granted, it's not guaranteed that the drives actually work, but like I said, solid state circuits tend to corrode and decay slower than their mechanical counterparts. So really, it's basically a trade-off in reliability versus capacity versus price. So whatever you choose, it doesn't really matter. The functionality remains the same. And if you buy a brand new mechanical hard drive, you're not going to suffer very much comparatively to trying to get an older SSD or NVMe drive. So the potential remains the same. It's just the reliability and the length of time that the devices or the drive remains usable can change. But beyond that, everything else stays the same. So at the end of the day, it's up to you what you choose to get. But I would choose whatever you can afford, which, to be honest, is probably a less than a year-old mechanical hard drive for a lot of you. I mean, a lot of the ones that I've gotten secondhand, and they still work for me. So there's that. Anyway, I hope you have a great day. I love you very much. I'll see you again soon. Hey guys, thank you for watching, and I hope you subscribe. If you do, make sure to turn on your notifications so that you can see all my future videos. And make sure to follow me on Instagram at TheWanderingWind71. I've got a lot of great pictures there. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at WanderingWind71 for all my latest tweets. And also over on Facebook at the Wandering Wind channel page. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy.